Hey guys, Tat here. Welcome back. Okay, so in the last episode, excuse me, we finished up in the mine. We learned a lot about Evelyn, where she came from, and then we got into the house where we started the whole thing at. I guess the guest house. So we got to the guest house. We've been seeing flashbacks of our first encounter with Mia and the fight and all that stuff, and we saw how it was Mia controlling her to make her do that. And then we came up these stairs, and now we're getting ready to go to where we had that big main fight with Mia. And I'm thinking there's going to be something up there, maybe another fight with Mia, because she's been attacking us again with the chainsaw. Although it didn't seem to be hurting us, but it was like a flashback. But I'm thinking we're going to have another fight with Mia. We still haven't... I thought we were going to have a fight with a boss, Lucas, in the mines, because we were getting bombs again, and there were some emails that Lucas had sent out. But we still don't know whatever happened to Lucas, and we don't know whatever happened to Zoe. And we still don't really know what finally happened to Mia on the ship. But we're going to go on up here and see if there's some kind of boss fight up here. See, we got the good rounds in there. The house stopped shaking. Yeah, I see you over there, you little brat. Should we take... Is it going to be fighting her again, or should we just go where we can see what's coming? I think we should just go this way. Whoa. Whoa, what the fuck? It had did an auto save throw. Oh, shit. L1 guard.
Leave me alone!
I'm guarding. You said L1 guard.
Don't!
I need to heal up here. So which one did it use? Okay, it used a regular healer. I don't know what those enhanced healers are, because one of the regular ones... It's pushing me back. See that? One of the regular ones completely heals you. So I guess we got a guard? Okay, yeah. Chick? Don't be telling me to leave you alone. When you've been fucking with us the whole time, why don't you leave me alone?
Away from me! Stop! 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 No! 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 No!
Oh, the injection. Okay. All right. Did that... It is Grandma.
Why does everyone hate me?
Maybe because you fuck people up. You knew it couldn't be that easy. Let me out of here. I'm glad. Getting my hand cut off hurt. Getting run over by Daddy hurt. What the hell? Let me out of here. Whoa, shit. Oh, shit. Whoa. Can I just fucking die? What am I supposed to do? Well, it was giving me flame rounds. Was I supposed to be shooting flame rounds at her? Hey, there's that water tower from the beginning. Oh, what the hell? Oh. This is too far away from the shotgun. Oh, shit. Oh shit! Ah! Let me go! Where you at? Can I not guard? You're not gonna hit me now? Oh. Okay, you're gonna eat me instead. I was trying to guard and manage items. I guess I could have. No, I don't really need it. Remote bombs. You can attach remote bombs to enemies while grappling. So how do I grapple enemies? It would be nice if you would tell me how right there. Narrow rounds, shotguns, guarding, target. Destructible body parts, no. Enhanced handgun, nearer rounds, remote bombs, doesn't tell us. Okay. Oh, we gotta do this part again? Okay, so the handgun seemed to work fairly well in here. So yeah, you gotta... Grandma was Evelyn and she's a boss fight. Again, my hand cut off and all that other shit hurt too, so I'm glad it hurt. My pity for you has ran out. Where is she vulnerable? Now? Okay. So what are these helicopters flying over now? Police or military or something? Why don't you guys start shooting this thing too? I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if this is all scripted and supposed to happen. If I'm not hitting her in the right spot or with the right weapon. Oh, she dropped me. Oh, I'm still green though. I saw green on my watch though. What's that? What? Use what? Who's talking to me? Go over there and grab it, dude. What is it? A gun?
They timed you.
What the hell? Three rounds left. Are you dead? Yes. That's what happened to Mommy too. They just kind of fall apart. I was expecting her to be a bit more difficult than that. Trophy earned playing it safe. Trophy earned the nightmare's finally over. Is that it? Trophy earned end of the night. So this is it. For you guys.
I'm Red Fuel.
Chris?
Glad we found you.
Okay, so Chris Redfield's in this.
The fuck took you guys so long?
And who are you guys? You guys just gonna leave Grandma there? So some animal can come along and eat part of her and then... Hey, Mia!
Mia. You made it. I'm glad.
Did I?
I don't know, you still infected? Or get reinfected, I guess? So... Was that the umbrella
They say
thing
that
on the
when
side?
one door closes, another opens. Well, a door closed tonight. And what a long night it was. But not just for me. Me and I weren't the only victims here.
Yeah.
So were the Bakers. It was that thing, Evelyn, who made them that way.
And all the people they kidnapped. Yeah, Umbrella, what the fuck?
But now Evelyn's dead. And these guys are here to clean up the mess.
Not really. It's
I
Umbrella.
had just come to terms with losing Mia. And now she's back and wants to start over. Put all this behind us.
Yeah, like you could put that behind you.
Maybe this is where the next door opens.
I'm not saying you guys couldn't make it work, but you'll never forget about it and get over it and put it behind you, whatever. So that is it. I think that was it.
Go tell Aunt Rhody. Go tell Aunt Rhody.
Oh, okay, credits. Okay,
Go tell Aunt
so
Rhody.
the game overall, I found it definitely spot on. I enjoyed it a lot. It was nothing like what I was expecting it to be after playing other Resident Evil games. Again, main difference being first person instead of third person, but it was a nice change. I don't know if I would prefer that. Third person over the shoulder type thing is definitely a staple of Resident Evil games, but I liked it. It made it a lot, I don't know, creepier and scarier being first person like that. It would definitely be a really creepy game on VR. I'll have to give that a try sometime on VR. It did have a lot of aspects from older Resident Evil games. The biggest thing I could think of is the limited inventory space and having to use boxes in safe rooms. That definitely had a feeling of older Resident Evil games, where you were constantly having to go back to your box to put stuff into it, and you know, getting to a certain area and then, oh, I gotta go back to my box and pull this other thing out that I need now and stuff, with a very small limited backpack or inventory space. That definitely felt like Resident Evil. And things like having to turn a book to open it up and get like a piece to a puzzle out, that had a Resident Evil feel too. There wasn't a whole lot of puzzles in this book, or in this game. And that's something that's really big about Resident Evil games, is all the puzzles you gotta solve. There really wasn't too many puzzles. This was a bit shorter than I expected it to be. I'd have to look, but I'm estimating probably somewhere around 14 or 15 hours. So again, that's a bit shorter than I was expecting, but it was definitely worth it. Don't get me wrong there. I really enjoyed the game. When it started out, I didn't know what to expect. It seemed like it was going to be some kind of a Texas Chainsaw-ish, Wrong Turn-ish type thing with, you know, your typical, almost like a Hills Have Eyes type inbred hillbilly whatever is what I was thinking it was going to turn out being after playing the first couple of hours and stuff. But it did stay that way for quite the game. It didn't really start turning like Resident Evil scientific with viruses, bacterias, molds, and all that stuff until you got to the ship. And then you started seeing the science aspect of it and the manipulation of science and creating bioweapons and all that kind of stuff. I still don't know if it was Umbrella that created this little girl bioweapon thing. I don't know if that was in Umbrella or not, but it was definitely Umbrella that picked us up, and it was Chris. Chris Redfield was there with us, so I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what happened with the two kids. So Lucas and Zoe, I don't know. It didn't really give us any closure on that. We got to fight Mommy and Daddy both several times on Daddy, but they both died, and Grandma, who turned out to be Evelyn, died at the very end there. But what happened to the two kids, I don't know. I mean, are they still running around out there now infected or something? I don't know. Or does once the source of it all, which was Evelyn, once she was killed, did her infection basically die? I don't know. Maybe some kind of a DLC or something will give us some closure on all that. The last boss fight, it was interesting, but it was a bit too easy. It didn't really give us enough of a challenge. There really wasn't anything to do but get past her, I guess like a psychic blast or whatever, get up to her an injector, which didn't take any skill really, just blocking, and then just keep filling her up full of lead until you got that other gun, and then shoot her in the face. So, I mean, there really wasn't much challenge to the final boss fight. The daddy fights were a lot more challenging. The mommy fight was a lot more challenging. But that doesn't really take too much away from the game. I would rather have seen a final boss fight like this than a boss fight like most games tend to do, especially nowadays, where it's almost like developers and game creators have lost any kind of creativity in their boss fights, and all they do is the same old formula now of just making a boss a complete bullet sponge, making them hit you really, really hard, and throwing a whole bunch of ads out there that you gotta fight along with the boss. That seems like that's what all games, you know, that have boss fights and stuff tend to do anymore. They don't really come up with any creative ways to make a boss fight more challenging. Let's just make the boss a bullet sponge. Let's make them hit the playable character like a freight train. And then let's just throw a whole bunch of ads that they keep summoning, and that you got to keep fighting all these, you know, minions and stuff that they summon out. So I would rather it have been like this. It was kind of an easy, but at least they broke away from that really boring template that a lot of games now have, which is just, that's how they make boss fights hard. So I wish these game developers would get back to actually putting some thought and creativity into making a boss fight difficult, but they seem to all be going to that standard. So this was a nice change, even though the boss was easy. That was a nice change. Other than that, again, it was just a really fun game. I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it to any of my friends and stuff, definitely. Especially because it's so cheap now. Like I said, I picked this up at Walmart the other day. I think it was like 12 or 14 bucks. So, I'm gonna have to look into what kind of DLCs and stuff that this game has, if it even has any. And definitely probably want to check those out. I think this game would be really fun to play in VR. it would make it definitely a really creepy game. It already had some pretty creepy parts into it. You know, they gave me some pretty good jump scares and stuff in there. But the story was definitely very unique. I enjoyed the story. It had some pretty good humor in it at times, some pretty good scares in it, some pretty good challenges in it, and it had some puzzles in it, but there wasn't so many puzzles that it drugged down the flowing or the continuity of the game to where it kind of brought the immersion to a stop, because you're kind of just stuck and don't know where to go, and you're not progressing forward quick enough, so you kind of lose that immersion. It didn't have too many puzzles to where it'd break that immersion. I got stuck, I think, twice where I couldn't figure out where to go, and it didn't take, it might have been 3 times or something, but it didn't take long before I was like, oh, okay, that's what I got to do, and I moved right along. So the pace at which the game flowed was spot on. There, I don't have any complaints there. There, like I said, there wasn't too many puzzles that would drag the game down and make it like, oh, you know, I don't know where to go from here, and where was this piece to this puzzle at, or that piece to that puzzle and stuff. And so the game progressed at a steady pace, which I enjoyed. Again, the characters were all very unique, and they were very enjoyable characters. Daddy, he was a pain in the ass, Daddy was, but he was quite funny. He was a cool character. I think if I had to choose one that I didn't like the most, it would probably be Mommy. There wasn't much to Mommy. I mean, she had some funny moments, especially when she was like having her conniption fits and stuff. But I don't know. If I had to make a choice on which one I liked the least amount, it would be Mommy. But Lucas, that crazy fucker, he was just a knucklehead. Zoe, I don't know about Zoe. She kind of helped us, but she didn't really help us too much. And there was some parts that she could have helped us more, but didn't. Like, she could have warned us about all the bugs that Mommy has. And when you confront her about that, she kind of just laughs and chuckles. So it's like, okay, you know, what's up with Zoe here? She could have given us a little bit more heads up on stuff. But I still have a save from right before I did the last daddy fight, the boss fight, and to where you choose between Mia and Zoe. So what I'm gonna do here, after I get all this main episodes and stuff done, because I got a whole bunch on the hard drive and stuff now that I gotta get uploaded. I got all of them except for these most current episodes already encoded and ready to go. They just got to get uploaded, but I've been trying to get them progressively uploaded throughout, you know, the days and stuff. But once I get the main game here uploaded and stuff, I'm going to go back and do a little bit of playthrough with saving Zoe instead of Mia and see how that plays out. And then I'll just add those here as bonus episodes and stuff so that we can see exactly what difference there is. I mean, maybe if you try to choose Zoe, it doesn't even let you. Like, maybe Mia grabs the thing and injects herself, or, I mean, I don't know, but it did give you a choice on who to save, and I chose Mia. So I'm going to go through and we'll see if we can save Zoe and see if it plays out any differently. It may not play out much differently. It may just be that, you know, you get to the ship after that and you're playing as Zoe instead of Mia, and there may be a little bit of dialogue difference or something, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I did make sure that I didn't delete that save that was right before that, so that I could do that and put some bonus episodes up. But yeah, again, overall, thoroughly enjoyable game. I really liked it. It definitely didn't have any boring parts in it. So I really haven't found any Resident Evil games I don't like. I know a lot of people seem to put down Resident Evil 6. I liked Resident Evil 6. I thought it was fun. It wasn't very Resident Evil-like and stuff, and I think that's where most people had a problem with it. It kind of leaned a lot more towards combat and action rather than like a survival horror game. And I think that's where people had a problem. And I can understand that, because it really did get away from the survival horror aspect and went more to like an action first-person shooter type, or not first-person, but it was third-person, but a shooter type game. Just constant action shooting and stuff, rather than, you know, Resident Evils have always been that survival horror. You know, there's you got to conserve your ammunition and you got to, you know, solve some puzzles and all that kind of stuff rather than just pure action. So I think that might be why people kind of put down part 6. But I liked part 6. I realized that it wasn't like the other Resident Evils and just enjoyed it for what it was. But again, I haven't found a Resident Evil game that I don't enjoy. Of course, I have some that I like more than others, but you know, this one, it's definitely an enjoyable game. I enjoyed it. I have no qualms with it, except for maybe the ending could have been a little bit more difficult, and it could have been a little bit longer, but it was a good story. So I'm happy overall with the beginning, the content, and the ending. I'm okay with it. I don't really have too many qualms with it. So let's see what we got here. It's 16 hours, so I was off a little bit there. 16 and almost 16 3/4, but restarts 20. Mr. Everywhere destroyed. Who is Mr. Everywhere's? Is that bobbleheads? They seem to be everywhere. So I missed 4 bobbleheads. I missed 2 coins. Files, I missed 3 files. Item boxes. Healing items use 36 stabilizers. Steroids. Okay. The difficulty for this saved data. All right. Unlocked difficulty Madhouse, and the weapon Albert 01R will be added to the item box in the main game. So is that like an Albert Wesker, gun? So is Madhouse like the nightmare mode or the insanity mode and stuff? Item, the Secrets of Defense will be added to the item box in the main game. Huh. So, additional free content, not a hero. Download for free via more menu. Oh, okay. So, maybe if that's like a DLC, maybe I should go and download that. But, so what I'm going to do here is, again, finish up these episodes. I will do a bonus episodes of a Zoe save instead of a Mia save. I'll see about downloading this Not a Hero thing and see if that's some kind of a DLC. And who knows if, maybe down the line here after I get some other projects I want to get recorded and uploaded. I still got some more Dragon Age that I want to get recorded. Some other run-throughs that I want to do. I'm wanting to do some Necromancer stuff, I think. But after I've been wanting to get some more of that done, and I still got a little bit of stuff I want to get done on Horizon Zero Dawn. But maybe after I'm done with the initial projects that I have in mind here, maybe I'll come back through here and do a playthrough on the Madhouse, if that's like the hardest difficulty and stuff, and maybe just do a playthrough on that. But we'll see. Anyways, though, guys, I appreciate you all watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope there weren't too many boring parts in there. I know there was some areas where I kept running back and forth to the box and back, and it might have got a little bit drudged down a little bit there. I tried to keep it going at a steady pace. But again, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe, and if you have any suggestions on any other things that you guys want to watch, just let me know. But hope to see you in future upcoming episodes of some playthroughs and stuff, and I will see you then.